Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good one, and welcome back to World of Tanks with the Mighty Jingles. And in today's battle, FT2 Laffy here. I feel like I've seen that name before for some reason. Maybe we featured him in a previous video. He's in the East German, not Russian, Tier 9 medium tank, the T-55A. This is one of the original mission reward tanks. And it is a very, very good tank, arguably better than the already impressive Soviet T-54 upon which it's based. Obviously there are some differences, otherwise there wouldn't be any point. Let's start with the downsides. The hull armour at the front isn't as good, so you can't really afford to be quite as aggressive in this thing as you can in the T-54. It's also slower than the T-54, it's got very bad gun depression and even worse gun elevation. It also shares the T-54's liability to driver death and ammo rack detonation. However, it does have a better gun, and it has massively superior ground resistance to the T-54 while retaining the same power to weight ratio, so on rough ground like this, it's actually more mobile. It also has the same decent side armour, but more importantly, excellent turret as the T-54, which means that it should be really good in a hull down position, if not for that really bad gun depression. You can make this thing work in a hold down position, you just have to find a kind of, and this does sound counterintuitive, a kind of downward sloping hold down position, like this, while also having to make sure that you are very, very careful to not expose the side armour. Which is more or less exactly what Laffy is doing here. Being very careful to not expose the side armour. It's not exposing the side armour. So, Tier 9 battle. El Kharif. This is traditionally the corner where most of the heavy fighting takes place, and a fair number of his team are moving up to fight this corner. Unfortunately, almost the entire enemy team are moving up to fight this corner. Puts a shot in through the front drive wheel on the T-34 there, immobilising him. The T-34 stubbornly refuses to use a repair kit, or perhaps it's just too cheap to load one, but, well... And Laffy could keep doing that to the T-34 all day, at least until it runs out of hit points, if not for that. That's really, really bad. He's going to be very lucky. Yeah, it was a bit much to expect that he was going to make it out of that without taking any damage, but he did have the opportunity to squeeze off another return shot. I'm looking at the map. I mean, there's plenty of allies up here, but there's a lot more enemies. And Laffy very wisely takes the decision to bug the hell out of there and fall back to his secondary defence position. He's not abandoning this flank entirely, however, because he does still have a fair number of teammates up there, although not nearly enough. But they should at least be able to slow down that enemy blitzkrieg charging around the corner and allow him to do some good from back here. And if they do get crushed, he's far enough away to be able to disengage without dying. Unfortunately, given the desperate situation on that corner, the same cannot be said for the rest of his team. The enemy team are ahead. 3 kills already. He's got some shots from over here. It's time to put that 100mm gun to work. One of the advantages of using gold ammo in this kind of situation, these long-range shots, is that the penetration does not fall off with distance. Ooh, and there's his first kill. Yeah, unlike regular armour piercing or even a PCR, where the penetration depends on the velocity of the shell at the point of impact to a large degree, high explosive anti-tank ammunition, all of the penetrating power is generated at the point of impact. This is actually one of the downsides of the T-55A. Even if not using gold ammo, it does have very high ammunition costs, and it has astronomical ammunition costs if you're using gold. There's kill number 2, but, well, the enemy team are still 3 kills and 3,000 hit points ahead. They're now 4 kills and 3,000 hit points ahead. The team still have 2 tanks holding out on that corner, but it looks like they're outnumbered 3 to 1, possibly more. And they're not going to stay alive over there for too much longer, so now it's time to offer them a little bit more direct support. I mean, he's kind of been supporting them indirectly anyway by slowing down the flow of reinforcements coming around that corner, but, well, there were plenty of enemy tanks over there to begin with. But, well, every little helps. It's possible if he hadn't, that Renegade would already be dead and these guys would already be coming this way. There's the Type 68 knocked out, useful kill, and the Renegade managed to finish off the 252. That Renegade is barely holding on though. Although there are a lot of dead tanks there that the Renegade can use as cover. Oh, until the Lorraine sneaks around behind him. That's bad. Okay, the Renegade's down. Laffy is now the only thing left preventing that lot from sweeping around into the base. And there were 4 of them. Although they did just knock out the Lorraine. And they're all on varying degrees of low health, although they do know that he's here. Friendly Leopard prototype is yelling at him to fall back. Actually, no, I don't think so. I think he's doing fine just here. I mean, that tiny little patch of raised ground in front of him with the bushes on it isn't a lot, but he's far enough back from it that it is effectively allowing him to go hold down here. I think the Leopard prototype would be better moving up to support him from here. Or if not here directly, because there's really only room for 1 medium tank here. He'd probably just end up getting in the way then from the ridge behind him. Laffy is doing just fine right where he is. All he really needs to do, well, it's out of Laffy's hands, but the rest of the team just needs to make sure that the remaining enemy tanks, and there aren't that many of them because the vast majority of enemy tanks, well, are all lying in burning wrecks over there. But Laffy should be entirely capable, unless he gets very unlucky, of containing this threat, allowing the rest of the team to just ensure that Laffy doesn't have any nasty surprises over here. Take care of maybe the Progetto. He's managed to sneak around down to the south. Laffy trying to respot those 2 remaining enemies. Yeah, there's the object. He's making very, very good use of cover. Trying to troll Laffy into wasting his ammo on shots that are just not going to... Okay, right, yeah, that's exactly what we were talking about. Okay, time to fall back. So that's less than good. Enemy team are still ahead, 2 kills, remember. Although Laffy can continue attempting and failing to finish off the Object 252 from here. He just needs to make sure... Where did that little bugger go? Possibly hiding in that bush. Takes the shot, nothing happens, also doesn't get spotted, so no, that tiny little British tank destroyer is not hiding in that bush. What did the 252 get up to? Is he still hiding? He is. It's going to take a very, very lucky shot to finish that guy off from here. It's probably going to have to hit one of the commander's hatches, and at this kind of range, well, anything's possible. Okay, the 257's dead. And the WZ-114 has moved. He's over here now. That's why, of course, the 257 wasn't anxious to push up. The SPAC 105 wasn't paying the slightest bit of attention, was a one-shot. He did, of course, spot Laffy, but nobody was in a position to shoot at him. So, with the threat to the flank neutralised, it's time to come and support the base directly. Although, remembering, of course, that due to the relatively weak frontal hull armour on this thing compared to the T-54, he's going to want to be doing that from as hold down a position as he possibly can. Although right now, he's getting kind of nervous about where that WZ-114 went. And let's not forget, there's a Jagdtiger lurking around here somewhere too. Checking to the rear. Ah, there's the Progetto. Oh, that's really bad. There's the Jagdtiger. But he gets the shot off, but there's no way he's getting out of there without getting spanked by the Jagdtiger. And unfortunately, he can't quite reload fast enough to get a second shot off. He's now a one-shot kill for the Jagdtiger. And he still doesn't know where the WZ-114 went. Although his spider sense is tingling here, he's just trying to make sure he's not trying to sneak around behind him. Jagdtiger still spotted. The Leopard prototype's still yelling at him to fall back. I mean, fall back to where? How? He can't cross that gap. Or the Jagdtiger will smack him. He might be able, yeah, he gets a shot at the Progetto then. He's still getting extremely paranoid about the location of that WZ-114, who hasn't been spotted for a while actually, and honestly if I was in Laffy's position I'd be getting very nervous about that too. He's on a Top Gun, by the way. 6 kills and 7,000 damage. Actually, you know, it's not just the WZ-114. Where the hell's that conceiver? British Tier 8 double-barreled heavy. Oh, hang on a second. There's the Progetto again. And, yeah, well, there's kill number 7. But yeah, where's the conceiver? British Tier 8 double-barreled heavy. Hasn't been spotted the entire battle. Possibly he's AFK. Certainly hope so. Whoa, okay, well, mystery answered. Not the conceiver, but the WZ-114. There he is. This is really bad news because it doesn't look like Laffy has a single teammate who's in a position to help him here, and that guy can easily one-shot him if he hits him. with his 130mm gun that even with a low damage roll would have been capable of shaving off the 350 hit points that Laffy had remaining. But the WZ-114 had his chance and he blew it. There's Laffy's 8th kill. The Yag Tiger's been taken out. That's no doubt a huge relief, and now it's just the Charioteer, who we know isn't AFK because he has a kill, and oh, there's the Conceiver. That's the first time he's been spotted this entire battle, so he's either been hiding at the back of the map, because he certainly hasn't been pushing up with the rest of the team's heavy tanks, or he was forced to go AFK for the first 10 minutes of this battle. There's the Charioteer. Okay, Laffy definitely does not want to get shot at by the Charioteer. He only has 350 hit points, and I'm sure he'd probably prefer not to get shot at by the Conceiver either, because that thing has 2 seriously big guns. But it looks like the rest of the team at least have the Charioteer pinned down. So Laffy's plan, I mean, he's going to get 1 shot into the Conceiver. More would be better, but he needs to do it without that guy being able to turn around and shoot back. He's looking at the Leopard prototype. There's the 1 hit. Straight into the engine block. Doesn't get a fire. He's not going to risk it. He's quite happy to just sit here occupying that guy's attention and let the Leopard prototype kill him if he has to. Gets another shot. Oh! I don't think Laffy realised, because I certainly didn't, that the Conceiver's guns were even pointing in this direction. I thought he was occupied with the Leopard prototype. Fortunately, it didn't kill him, although it did leave him on 53 hit points. And the Charioteer sniped and finished off the Leopard prototype from all the way over there. And now he's just nailed the Type 57 as well, which means that the 2 surviving tanks on Laffy's team, himself and the friendly Charioteer, now only have 109 hit points between the 2 of them. However, the friendly Charioteer is also on about 50 hit points. He is in the enemy base, and he is flipping the count. Which means that Laffy now has to scout, because he knows that the enemy Charioteer isn't going to be going for his base, because he'll never flip it in time. The friendly Charioteer will do that to the enemy base first. There he is. Gets a shot in. No, you're a 1-shot kill. He is not. But you spotted him. Unfortunately, with the friendly Charioteer in the base, he's not in a position to take advantage of the spotting. Although the point is moot, because with the amount of time remaining, I don't know, I mean, the Charioteer is not slow. It might be able to make it all the way back there and reset. It can probably even afford to take a hit while doing it, and it will kill the friendly Charioteer, but it might not be able to make it. Still, just in case, Laffy really does need to respot him. Even better, kill him, or at least spot him so the friendly Charioteer has a... There he is! Enemy Charioteer can no longer prevent the win by resetting the cap. He's too far away. Laffy forced him to take too much of a detour. And since he's going to win anyway, I mean, Laffy really doesn't have anything to lose by chasing him down and trying to get the final kill. Even if he ends up getting himself whooped in the process, it doesn't matter. They're about to win by capping. There he is. Oh, he missed. He wasn't going to kill him anyway. But either way, it's a win. 8 kills, Radley Walters medal, 8,500 damage and nearly 2,000 base experience there for FT2 Laffy in the T55A. In this extremely close Tier 9 battle here on El Haloof. And it was very close. I mean, Ruffle Stomps are fun, but they do get boring after a while. It's nice to see... Well, I don't know if I'd go so far as to say 2 evenly matched teams. I mean, certainly the less said about the Conceiver on the enemy team. He spent the first half of the battle AFK, fired 3 shots and died, the better. But there were certainly some good players here. And today it was Laffy. 8 kills, 8,500 damage, nearly 2,000 base XP, and it only cost him 56,000 credits. Although I'm sure he's not complaining. Hope you all enjoyed it, and as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.